What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Pixel Street podcast, where each and every week we get together and talk about the thing we love most, video games, not our families. I'm one of your hosts, Joel Campbellson. As always, I'm joined by the man who has spent hundreds of dollars on Overwatch skins, John Hansen.
Uh, yeah, we might be getting close.
No way. Have you really spent money on that?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I was gonna say, no way.
No. I've only done the free one.
Okay, yeah, I haven't spent a
I've thought
dime
about
on
it
there.
though. It's really tempting, but yeah, that's a little too much for me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of paying for skins or anything, so
Yeah, I'm cool with supporting the teams and everything, but yeah, $1 a skin is a bit much.
yeah. As always, you can get our podcast on most podcast platforms, including Stitcher, iTunes, and SoundCloud, as well as on YouTube right here, where we are live. You can watch us record live on every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's get to the new releases coming out this week. What do you say?
All right.
All right, you go ahead and kick us off.
All right. Looks like for the Nintendo Switch on January 22nd, we have Chromagun. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, neither have I. I have a feeling it's just one of those small indie games.
Yeah. The Switch gets quite a few indie games.
Yeah, there's so many that like you can't even keep track of them.
Yeah, right.
Up next on January 23rd, 2018, coming out for the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, and the PC is a game called Lost Sphere, which I also have no idea what that is.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, looking at this list right now, I don't think I've heard of any of these.
Yeah, neither have I. I was very confused writing this list out.
Right?
Also coming out January 23rd, we have The Impatient for the PS4, Seasons Beatings for the PC and Mac, which sounds like a very odd title for a game. We have Shoe for the Nintendo Switch, which I think Shoe is a game that's already out for PS4, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't heard of any of these.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's just getting ported over, but I'm not entirely sure. We also have Iconoclast for the PC, OKKO Let's Play Heroes for the Xbox One and PS4. Those games are all coming out January 23rd, which is very weird. Never heard of that last one. No idea what it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a fighting game of some sort. On January 25th, 2018, we have Stash RPG Grand Opening. These are some really weird names.
Yeah, they are.
And I doubt that they're going to get any of my money. We also have Shalnor Legends Sacred Lands for PC, Dust Off Heli Rescue 2 for the Nintendo Switch. That's an indie game if I've ever seen one. Celeste for the Nintendo Switch and the PS4. ACA Neo Geo World Heroes 2 for the Nintendo Switch, which is another one of those Neo Geo classic games that are constantly being added to the Switch marketplace. And last but not least, on January 25th, we have Strikers 1945 2. Not the first one, 2 for the Nintendo Switch. I have no idea what any of these games are.
I've never heard of any of them. I mean, Celeste or Celeste, however you pronounce it. I remember that being mentioned at the Nintendo Switch Direct last week, but it was like a very short thing. Other than that, yeah, I've never heard of any of these. Next week, though, we'll probably get to this on next week's podcast, but next Friday is the Dragon Ball Z Fighters and Monster Hunter World.
Yeah. I'm excited to play Monster Hunter, so
yeah,
I'll definitely have some thoughts on that. Probably not next week.
We'll definitely get into that next week. But for this week, these games, I have nothing to say on them. I just don't know them.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of random indie games that we haven't heard of. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe one of these games we'll be hearing a lot about, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we went over the new releases. Let's get into some of what we're playing and elaborate on it a bit. So my games that I've been playing have pretty much stayed the same. I've played more Assassin's Creed Origins. I've been trying to get into that more. Yeah, I don't know. I did a few more story missions, and this game is just so big. Like,
Mhm.
half the time I don't know if I'm doing a story mission or a side mission because like the side quests are all pretty fleshed out, so like they're all pretty good. So whereas there are some games, open world games like this, where it's clear that you're doing a side quest because it means nothing essentially. But a lot of these side quests here are, like 4 or 5 parts, like 4 or 5 quests long. So it's really getting me into the game a lot. And I don't know. I also feel like I should start leveling up some of my gear. Well, you don't level up gear, but in terms of like how many arrows I can carry and stuff like that, and my armor. So you do that by like hunting a lot, and which I have done none of. I've killed the occasional like wild animal as I'm running past it here and there, but yeah. So I've been playing a lot of that. You should really hop on that game. It is really
Yeah,
good.
I really want to. It's just I'm playing other things right now. How many hours would you say you've put into the game so far?
How many hours? That's a good question. I don't know. I want to say probably close to 10, 8 to 10.
Okay, so on the broad scope of things, where you say that it's like such a big world, such a big game, you say you're pretty early in the game, then, right?
Oh yeah. So I looked at the achievement list earlier actually, and I'm only in Act 2. So I think there's 4 acts if I'm not mistaken, and I'm only in Act 2. Like I got the achievement for beating Act 1, but I'm still at like the beginning of Act 2 because like I said, I haven't really been doing the story missions as much as I thought.
Gotcha.
I've been doing a lot
And
of side quests, which isn't a bad thing. Like the side quests are a lot of fun.
also, well, that's kind of weird that they split it into acts, because in the past, Assassin's Creed games have been put into sequences, and then like every mission was like it was called a memory. But you were saying that, well, with this one being even, it sounds like this game has much more emphasis on being wide open and everything, right?
Yeah, yeah, it seems like it's much more of a wide open world, meaning it's like, Grand Theft Auto. You can go anywhere on the map at one time, whereas the only other one I've played is Assassin's Creed 2, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But in Assassin's Creed 2, it was more or less like, all right, load screen to the next town.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a large town, but it still isn't like completely open world.
The other Assassin's Creeds are open world. I just feel like they're not. I don't know. They might have taken that and bumped it up a bit with this game, because it always, at least to me, it always felt like, if maybe this is because of the side missions being so good, like you said, but other Assassin's Creed games always seem like they're, even though it's an open world, they're trying to push you to follow the story. And
Yeah, yeah,
like,
this is
there's
not
very
like that
little
at
to
all.
do outside of the main story besides like find collectibles and stuff.
Yeah, this game definitely is not like pushing me to go do the main story along the same path. It's literally just like, here's a map, go do whatever you want. And obviously, there's a little bit of like the pushing you in the right direction in terms of, the level of the quests you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think now I'm a level 18 or 17. I think 18. And like I have some old quests that I like old side quests that I've picked up and haven't done, and they're like level 12 quests. So I've just been kind of not realistically what I do is I just do a quest, and then if I have a quest or there's another one to pick up, I pick it up, and then I just do whichever quest next is closest to me. I have not been paying attention to like whether it's a main quest or a side quest, because honestly I could care less. I'm just having fun with the game, so I'm just doing what I'm doing at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking too much about it, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I feel like in a lot like when I played through Assassin's Creed 2, I was playing through it literally just to get the story. I didn't care about any of the side stuff going on. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that Assassin's Creed Origins drew me in so much to like, actually start doing all the side quests and not caring what I'm doing, I think really speaks to the game.
Gotcha. Um,
What have you been playing?
yeah, the first game I've been playing is Stardew Valley on the Switch.
Did
Um,
that just came out?
no, it actually came out a while ago.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it came out in like October.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking that the Switch version just came out recently, but
No, it
I
came out a
know.
few months ago.
Okay, yeah,
What's
yeah.
that?
I knew it came out a few months ago. I didn't know if the Switch version was already out, but I did hear that they're adding multiplayer to that game.
Uh, I think that's the PC version that
Oh, really?
recently got it or is getting it. I would assume the other versions would get it as well, but I don't think they're getting it right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's out at all yet, but I would assume that it is coming.
Yeah, I haven't looked that much into it. But no, I originally bought this back in October, and it was like just a couple days before my sister got into an accident, and then she ended up dying. And just during that time, I just wasn't playing a lot, so I just kind of got away from it and never got back into it. So this week I finally picked it back up again, and it's all right. It's there's a lot of people that like live and die by it. Like they put so many hours into it. So far, all I've been able to do is just like your basic farming stuff, which is the main draw of it. But I guess as you get further into the game, there's like even a dungeon system, and there's like all these different things you can do. I'm just not far enough into it yet. I'm kind of waiting to see just how expansive this thing is, because from what I've heard, the game is just there's just so much to do, and I guess it's made by one person, and that's supposed to be like amazing with how much there is. So we'll see after I put some more time into it.
Yeah, yeah. I know that game's been like a major hit this year. Well, I guess last year technically.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's still a lot of people are playing it. I don't know. I've never been a big fan of like those, like Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing type games. So
yeah. I've played like one Harvest Moon and one Animal Crossing, and like it wasn't my favorite thing, but I mean it's a good time waster for sure. Like I'll just lay here, like we were talking with Rocket League the other week. It's just a good game to play in short bursts. This one you can do that. You could just take care of your field for like a day, go to sleep. It automatically saves, and you can just pick up whenever. It's good for little chunks like that, but I've also caught myself spending a couple hours at a time on it. But like I said, the only problem with it, what my only problem with it right now is that all I've done is farming, and there's just not much else yet.
yeah, it sounds a lot like the way I play Rocket League, where I can literally play for 5 minutes, or I could be playing it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's all hit or miss, and it all depends on the situation.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what else have you been playing?
Uh, like at the end of last week's podcast, I said that I was going to be making a video for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. So I've been playing that. I haven't made the video yet. I'm hoping to here within the next couple days and put it up on my YouTube. But that's a rough game. It's have you ever played any of the Pro Skater games?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan. I'm just a '90s kid, really. That's
Yeah.
all that means. But yeah, I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 through 4,
Hmm.
and then I played Tony Hawk's Underground, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, which is, in my opinion, the best Tony Hawk game. And I even played American Wasteland quite a bit on the original Xbox, and then I bought it on the 360 as well when the 360 came out. So I've played my fair share of, Tony Hawk games, let alone skate games, because like Skate for EA, that's a completely different topic we'll get into someday. But yeah, I love, skateboarding games a lot. And as soon as I saw Tony Hawk 5 like be announced, I was like, oh, okay, cool. They're bringing it back. And then as soon as I started hearing people talk about playing it, it just brought me down so much. Like they did
Yeah.
such a poor job on that game, and I never even played it.
Yeah, I played 1 through 3 back in the 90s, and I think I played Underground on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Other than that, that's been it. But I've always liked them. Uh, this one though, it like gravity is so messed up in it. Like you'll be up in the air and just like a normal jump or ollie, whatever you want to call it, and you'll just like come crashing down and everything. Your body will just randomly fall off your skateboard. And this is like 2 years after it's come out, so there's been patches even into this. You got to fix some of this stuff. There's a lot of bugs in this. The hit detection with walls and everything is bad. Grinding sucks. Just everything about it. It's bad.
Yeah, really all we need now, in my personal opinion, is just another skate game by EA. Because literally, if you look at EA's Twitter account, every time they post something, you'll see like dozens of people saying Skate 4, Skate 4, Skate 4. because everybody wants another Skate game because Skate 3 and 2 and 1 for that matter were all so good. Those games were amazing. Those are some of my favorite 360 games. And the fact that they haven't made a game yet is really surprising to me. And
Yeah.
I just think that if they make one, they're gonna kill it. They're gonna make so much money. But the fact that Skate 3 is backwards compatible on the Xbox One now is a huge deal because I went and rebought the game digitally just so I had it on my Xbox One, and they actually made it look even better on the Xbox One X. Just because old games look better on the Xbox One X if they go through and upgrade it a little bit, and they did that with Skate 3, and I haven't played it yet, but I heard it looks amazing.
Oh, that's cool. I've never played any of the skate games myself. I heard like it's a more hardcore skating game, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, it is, but it's more of a skate simulator, I'd say, and
Hmm.
than Tony Hawk. But the story in the games is still really good, and
Okay.
it's still like loads of fun to play, especially like it because like it being so realistic. When you go off like a huge like if you go off, I think it's called the Mega Ramp or something at some skate park in the game. Or if you go in the X Games in the game, for instance, you know how they have the huge ramp that you launch off of. If you just launch off that and fuck around, like it's insane, like how brutal it gets. And there's side quests that are literally strictly dedicated to how many bones you can break in your body.
Oh,
And the game being so realistic makes that those side quests so much fun.
that's cool. Yeah, I've always thought it was interesting, especially with just how much of an outcry there is for a new skate game, that how silent it's been since 3 came out, because all I ever hear about it is praise. I never hear bad things about it. It's just that I never even heard that it sold bad. I thought it sold pretty good, and there's just been nothing for a long time now.
Yeah, yeah. I can't imagine it being a problem with like the professional skateboarders themselves, because all this would be was good publicity for them.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
like if you think about it, I can't name like three pro skateboarders that are like still like you
Relevant.
know what I mean? Like yeah, like still going at it like professionally and competing. And if they brought out a new skate game, sure I'd be like, all right, who are these guys? But then I'm sure I would learn fast. I would do some research on them and check them out. Whereas now, like I can't name one.
Yeah, I've never been in the skateboarding myself. Besides Tony Hawk, I've never been into it. I I know Tony Hawk and Bam Margera.
Yeah, bam. But yeah,
That's it.
before we move on, you definitely owe it to yourself to try out Skate. Any of them. I'd recommend 3 just because it's the newest and probably the most advanced. But yeah, those games are awesome.
I'll keep that in mind.
Moving on, I have also been playing PUBG nonstop, basically. No, I mean I've stopped because I've realized that I've been playing PUBG too much to the fact that I haven't been playing other games. So
Hmm.
I've been like taking breaks from that to play Assassin's Creed a lot. So this week I only played maybe 10 matches total, and I didn't win any chicken dinners this week. I don't. Oh no, maybe over the weekend I did. But yeah, it's still like loads of fun to me on the Xbox One. I haven't been playing on PC anymore, mainly because I think like the crew I've been playing with in game is all on Xbox. But yeah, I mean it seems like the game's running a lot better than it was before. And I'm playing on the Xbox One X. It seems like before there was a lot of like frame rate drops, and now it doesn't seem like that's happening as much. There's still like rubber banding here and there, but I think that's just like the server issue or a connection problem. I don't know. There's still a lot of stuff server side they have to figure out about the game, that's for sure. But it's a lot of fun, and I'll definitely continue to play it. You got to play it more, man. I never see you on that game.
It's just I'm playing other games, and a group of friends of mine, they actually like to play it, but this seems that I'm always getting from home from work too late to actually like join in with them or you. I wouldn't mind playing it. I like it, and especially with performance updates on it now, I definitely like to give it a try more. I think the last time I played it was a little over a week ago, and it seemed better. Like you were saying, it still by no means is a perfect experience,
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
no,
still
no
early
way.
access. It's going to be a long time before that thing is at top shape. But yeah, I'd like to play it more.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, if you ever see me on, just send me a message. I'll be down to play. Like because usually we never even have four people. It's usually two or three of us. So we're always
Okay,
looking to add people to the squad. Yeah,
for
let's move
sure.
on. What else have you been playing? You got two more on this
Uh,
list, I see.
yeah, this next one will be really short because I haven't put much time into it. But I recently got Little Nightmares on the Xbox One, and I'm not very far into it at all. That's why I'm saying it's going to be short. But it seems pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of like Limbo and Inside, where it's just kind of that creepy surrounding. And I think this game's more horror based. I maybe next week I'll be able to say more on it, but I'm pretty excited to get going on that. And then my last entry on here is the Dragon Ball Fighters beta was this last weekend and yesterday. I should say that I tried playing the Dragon Ball Fighters
Wait,
beta.
you didn't get to play it at all?
I didn't all weekend. I tried 4 different times to get on, and the servers were down. Like I could not find a match at all. I just couldn't get into a game.
Yeah,
And
I heard. I
I
heard
heard
a lot
that
of
was
people were having problems, but I didn't know it was that bad.
yeah. Maybe I was just unlucky, but every time I tried, I couldn't get into a game. Uh, they extended it to yesterday, and I got home from work, jumped on, and they were doing server maintenance. So again, I couldn't get in. So I wanted to try it, but I couldn't.
Yeah, you know it's bad when you have to shut down a beta to do server maintenance on it on
Yeah,
the servers. That's when you know it's bad.
yeah. So
I'm hoping that next week with the beta for Sea of Thieves, we don't have that problem. Which
yeah,
I think we should be fine because they've had like two or three closed alphas already.
yeah. They've been
So
going at that for a while, but a beta is a bit bigger, so it might be some stress testing on the servers. So they might have to do a little adjustments, but we'll see.
yeah, we will see. But yeah, I heard that a lot of people had a lot of problems with Dragon Ball Fighters beta. But yeah, that's too bad that you don't have an impression for us. Are you buying it? Like you pre-ordered it, right?
Not yet. I was really trying to get a scope on it during the beta, and now that I just haven't had a chance, I might wait on it,
Okay.
kind of see what people say on it, because I love Dragon Ball, but I'm not much of a fighter game guy. So anything that kind of holds it back for me is definitely something I'm going to look at a little longer.
Yeah, the art style and that game just looks graphically really nice.
It
So
does.
if I were to buy it, it would literally only be for the graphics of it. And for that to happen, it would like I'd have to hear a lot of good reviews on how the game plays itself.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to be waiting. So let's get into some news.
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of news here. Some
Yeah.
of, some of it is some Xbox news we're gonna start out with. So there's a new Fable game rumored to be made by Playground Games. It's pretty much all but confirmed. We were just talking about this
Yeah.
last week.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So I'm just going to read a part of an article here. Oscar Deas over at GameSpot writes, a new Fable game is in the works at Forza Horizon developer Playground Games, according to a new report. Eurogamer's sourcers, Eurogamer's sources say the new title will be a story and character-focused open-world action RPG, as opposed to a spin-off such as the multiplayer-centric Fable Legends or motion-controlled Fable The Journey. The game is apparently still in the early stages of development at Playground's newly opened second studio. The company has previously confirmed that it's working on a non-racing open-world game, codenamed Project 2, but until now we had no idea what that might be. A Microsoft representative told GameSpot the company does not comment on rumor or speculation. What do you think of this?
I mean, it excites me if it is a true Fable game, not those spin-offs, because I love the Fable games. It also doesn't really surprise me. Like we said the other week, we've kind of been hearing little rumors. This sounds a lot more concrete and sure. This is something that we might hear about at E3. That might be the first place where they actually confirm it.
Yeah, and even then, I don't think it's going to be a video of it or anything because it sounds like it's really early in development. So I think
Yeah,
if anything, it's just going to be, just like
a teaser.
maybe, yeah, some sort of teaser with the title and it'll say Playground Games. But even Playground Games isn't even confirmed yet. But I'd like it. That's like the top guess for everybody because I'm gonna go on this article a little bit. It says regarding the rumors, Fable co-creator Simon Carter told Eurogamer he has slightly mixed feelings. He continued, on the one hand, it's great for the UK games industry and very pleasing that Fable isn't dead. Indeed, it will be lovely to play one as a punter. What does that mean? It will be lovely to play one as a punter without coming out in hives. On the other hand, it is a little curious to get rid of the team that is uniquely expert in making Fable, and then try and make Fable. Fable is a weird game and a tough one to deconstruct for a new team. That said, the team in question is very talented, and I'm sure they'll do a fantastic job. So the fact that he's saying it's another UK team is what people are like really holding on for it to be Playground Studios because is it Playgrounds that studio because they are based in the UK.
Yeah, and they're owned by. Well, I don't think they're owned by Microsoft, but they do a lot with Microsoft between Forza and everything, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're owned by Microsoft. They might be though.
Yeah, I think Microsoft just owns the IP, and then they're just. It's like a Naughty Dog and Sony thing. Sony doesn't own Naughty Dog, but Naughty Dog does a lot of Sony games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I said, I hope it's true, and also just imagine playing a Fable game with Forza graphics. Like that will be insane. Like I've always thought of Fable in the past to be kind of cartoony and everything, but if this is real and it's actually Fable, we'll be getting like a realistic Fable game.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice to have, just like a new take on the Fable genre. I just really hope they don't mess it up. Like
Yeah,
it can look as pretty as it wants, but if they mess it up, story-wise and gameplay-wise, that's unforgivable.
yeah. Last year when Lionhead was shut down, I remember watching Podcast Unlocked, and Ryan McCaffrey over there at IGN, he always said that he'd like to see Rare take over it because they have the humor that would work in Fable and everything. And I agree with him, but they're so focused on Sea of Thieves, there's no way that they're gonna be doing any of that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's any chance in hell that they're gonna do a Fable game. But I mean, if they did, I wouldn't complain either way.
No, for sure. But the one thing that kind of has me iffy on this being Fable, and this project, the name Project 2, like that could just be, Forza is our first project, Fable's our second.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. We'll see.
Okay, moving on. We have a new Elite controller for Xbox One was been leaked. Jez Corbin over at Windows Central writes, leaked via Chinese site Baidu, but I don't know how
I
you
think
say
that's
that.
right.
Baidu, and later confirmed by The Verge. The new Xbox Elite controller looks to be an iterative update on the original controller, which came with a range of premium features and at a premium price of $150 in the US. What do you have an Elite controller?
I do.
You do? Yeah, so do I. I love it.
Yeah.
I literally can't play most games without it.
Uh-huh.
Like in my living room, I have my Xbox One S in there, and I play with a standard controller and I play in there, but that's very rare. And usually when I play in there, I'll take my Xbox One X in there because it's a 4K TV, big 4K. But yeah, the Elite controller is, I think, one of my favorite things Microsoft has come out with this generation, just because of how nice it is to have. And
Yeah, it's a
like,
very nice controller. Probably one of the nicest ones ever made. Just on the pure base point that one, it's comfortable, and two, you can customize it any way you want pretty much. You can
yeah,
put all the paddles on the back, you can swap out the sticks, you can change the sensitivity on the sticks and the triggers. It's an insane controller.
yeah, this is reassuring for me to hear because I kind of thought that they gave up on it, to be honest with you, because they never really followed up. Like they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have all these sticks coming out for it, all these buttons and whatnot, and paddles, and that we barely got any. I think we got one set for Gears of War, I think, yeah, and then one set for Forza, and that was it. And like they made it sound like we were gonna get a bunch of different options in terms of like size and stuff like that, but we really didn't. So hopefully with this new one, they start coming out with more of those.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know really how much better this could be than the original. I mean, they could update the left stick. The left stick kind of drifts off on mine already, and I've only had it a couple months.
Oh, that's no bueno.
Yeah, but other than that, I've had absolutely no problems with it.
Yeah, I love it. And part of the rumor for this is that it's going to have its own rechargeable battery, which is very nice. And I think Microsoft should have gone with that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's kind of been one of the things that they've been dogged on ever since the Xbox One was announced.
Yeah, so just Corden goes on to write, the new Xbox Elite controller seems to be a little more of an evolution rather than revolution at this point. But from what we're hearing from our own sources, as well as those posted on various forums, it looks set to improve on the original controller in every way. So yeah, that's pretty reassuring to hear. I'm sure I'll be picking this up just because I love my Elite controller, and I can only imagine that, an upgraded version of it is just going to be better.
Again, though, how much better could it get? I mean, it's already a very good controller. What do they update on that?
I mean, I don't know. I've had mine for almost a year and a half now. So, I mean, I'm sure, and I've dropped mine so many times. I'm surprised it's not broken with all the horror stories I've seen on Reddit of
Mm-hmm.
people like, oh, my left bumper fell out and it won't go back in.
Yeah, maybe it's a durability thing.
Yeah, it could be that, but yeah, I don't know. I know I'm due up for a new one if it does come out, but if not, I'm fine with the one I have until it breaks, and then I'll buy a new one because I literally can't go without it. Like I
All right.
can't imagine trying to play any shooters without this thing.
Before we go on to the next one, just kind of staying on Xbox controllers here. Do you plan on getting the Duke for the Xbox One?
I do. I want it. So that thing's gonna be such a collector's item.
Yeah,
Part of me wants to buy two of them. One of them I can open and play with, and one of them I can just keep in a box.
that's my SNES classic story. I've got two of them. You can
Yeah,
probably
I
buy that.
I had two SNES classics, and I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. And one of my friends one day offered to buy, and I was like, here you go. I just
Yeah,
sold it to her for what I paid for it.
yeah. One I originally bought one, and I was like, I really want to play this, but I also kind of want to hold on to it. So I saw one being posted on Facebook. I'm like, ooh, okay, problem solved.
Did you pay more for the one that you bought off Facebook?
Like $5 more.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I have an NES Classic too, but that's been opened because my girlfriend wanted it for Mario, of course.
Yeah, I never got a chance at that
Yeah, I know. It's a shame. Supposedly they're making more, they said, this
this summer.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But who
Uh,
knows? Who knows if it's going to be the same exact thing or something different? We'll see.
Sticking with Nintendo news, yesterday they announced the Nintendo Labo.
I don't know how you pronounce it. Labo or
I,
Labo?
I don't think I've
Labo?
seen it. I've actually heard it pronounced. I've just seen it named, but
We're going to
it's
assume Labo just
yeah.
because
We'll
of what
just
it
say
is.
Labo. Have you seen anything on this?
I watched the video. So I got kind of excited yesterday when they're like, "All right, tune in at what I think 4 Central Time. Tune in at 4 Central Time for a big announcement that'll make uh that'll benefit kids and adults who like to act like kids or something like that
Yeah.
along those lines." And I mean, I I'm indifferent on it, I guess. So why don't you go ahead and read what's next, just so that we can give the overview of the product and then talk about it.
All right. Well, first, a bit of an overview on it is it's two separate packs, one being like $60, the other one 70, and they are cardboard pieces that you put together and you put your Switch in, and then also your Joy-Cons, and it's think of like the virtual reality goggles that were old cardboard, except this is more like a real life thing. Like there was a piano thing where you could play a cardboard piano and it would play music. There's fishing, a bunch of different stuff. So Nintendo, or actually this is from Game Informer, they said about the Labo, players assembled the cardboard pieces like age-old cardboard craft, or more recently, similar to cardboard VR goggles, and attached the Switch and Joy-Cons into it in varying permutations as the game requires. The assembled shells are named Toy-Cons by Nintendo and can be made into a mini piano, a fishing rod, motorcycle handles, or even giant robots. So yeah, I watched the video too, and it looks awesome. But like they said, this is really meant for kids. Like I think they only had kids playing with it in the video.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think any adult's gonna want this. Obviously, we're gonna see, adult YouTubers trying it out just, to give impressions on it, but this definitely isn't catered towards us. But I
No,
mean, for you, it might be catered towards you, because you have a daughter.
for my daughter,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I mean, I think that'd be a fun activity. She would learn a lot from it, and you would be able to teach her a lot in doing it. But I just think the idea is great because, like, me personally, one of the reasons I knew I wanted to be an architect, even though I'm an engineer now, still kind of in the same field, is because when I was a kid, my grandparents had this, like, it was like a tube set. I don't know how to explain it, like funnels and stuff, and you would put marbles in the top and they'd all go down. And just creating those structures is what made me, I don't know,
Mhm.
love structures, I guess, in a sense. So, I mean, introducing kids to this isn't necessarily a bad thing because if you think about it, when I was that age, let's say 12 years old, all I wanted to do was sit at home and play my GameCube.
Mhm.
So a kid that age now who only wants to play his Switch, like for him to have the opportunity to get this game, like say I'm a parent, like, hey, you're always playing that thing. Here, I'm gonna get you this. Maybe that does like make him want to do some other stuff in terms of creativity and maybe put him down the path of wanting to be an engineer or something. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, as we get closer to April 20th and this coming out, I definitely will look at it more for my daughter because she's at that perfect age. She's 5 years old, and it looks like this is great for her. And also, it's just so cool. I know it's for kids, but like they were playing piano on a cardboard piano. Like the sound was coming out of the Switch and everything. They were pressing cardboard keys, and it was coming out fine. Or
Yeah, the only thing I'd be worried about is that it's literally cardboard. Like I don't know
yeah,
how long that's gonna hold up.
durability is definitely $60-$70 is a lot to pay for cardboard.
Well, granted, that comes with the software, so maybe buying replacements for it won't be as expensive, cause since it
Hopefully
is just
not.
cardboard. But
Hopefully not.
I mean that's gonna be a thing you're not gonna be able to go into the store and buy. You're gonna have to order that directly from Nintendo.
I bet they'll bring it in the stores.
No, 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 no. The game itself, yeah, but the replacement parts definitely not.
Mm,
You think that they're gonna have
yeah,
replacement
maybe.
cardboard in GameStop?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
All
if
right,
they
we'll see.
really wanted to have any chance at being successful, they'll have to, because no kids are going to be ordering it online.
Yeah, this is very true. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. The one thing I think looks weird is the that robot one because there's two different bundles. One of them's $80 and one of them's 70, right?
I think it's 60 and 70.
Okay. Well, whichever one, the more expensive one is the robot one where you basically build like a backpack with arms attached to strings and like these fake VR goggles. When I first saw it, I was like, "Wait, is that kid playing that game like in VR with a cardboard like headset on?" And then I later realized that no, he's not. He's
Mm-hmm.
just wearing some fake cardboard frames as goggles just so he can watch the TV and act like he's this robot.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
I
I think
mean,
he had the Joy Cons in his hands.
yeah, he had them in his hand. So I mean, it would have shocked the world if like that was the one thing that us adults got out of it is like, hey, maybe the Switch can do VR in some way.
Yeah.
Because I remember before the Switch came out, that was like one of the like or even announced. Was that last January? A year ago, yeah. Before it even came out, that was one of the patents that somebody found. I don't know if it was a real patent or a fake one, but somebody found something that suggested that the Switch was going to be a handheld thing, as it is, but that you're also going to be able to buy like a headset for it that you can slide it into, like much like a cell phone, and play something in VR.
I wonder if that was this, because I mean you do slide the Switch into some of the parts of it. It's not like VR at all, really, but it's
Yeah,
similar.
but the patent, like there was pictures of it as well.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, like schematics of it, and it looked nothing like this. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe Nintendo's looking at something like that for like the next iteration of the Switch. which I'm sure isn't for at least another 5 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit. Next story. Life is Strange Before the Storm is getting a bonus episode, and it's coming March 6th. And it's called crap, I didn't put down the name. I think it's Farewell. And it will be a prequel to this game that is already a prequel to the original Life is Strange. And it focuses on Max, who is the main character from the original game, leaving Chloe.
This is the bonus episode that had everybody mad when the game first came out, because the bonus episode is exclusive if you buy the deluxe edition.
Mm-hmm.
But when the game first came out, the what's it called? The platinum trophy was locked behind doing that, finishing that episode. But I think they fixed it since then, because I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, I'll do a little reading here. This is again from Game Informer. The bonus episode, as mentioned, is exclusive to the deluxe edition of the game. It can be upgraded to if fans bought the regular version and want to play this episode, but the episode itself can't be purchased separately. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird way to word it. Like they definitely want to make sure people know that they don't have to buy like the whole deluxe thing again, right? Like this sounds like it's kind of like a season pass thing. Like you can get the season pass if you already have the original game. There's no way I'm paying for a whole deluxe version just for a bonus episode.
Yeah, this is true, but who knows? I don't know what the price difference is.
It's probably not much, but why not let it be available on its own if it's just one episode? And obviously, it's not that much of an episode if it's just a prequel to a prequel that we already know what happens at the end. We already know Max leaves Chloe. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But also announced today was the vinyl edition of the game. The vinyl edition is exclusive to the Square Enix store and comes with a variety of additional items for Life is Strange fans, including pre-order figurines, exclusive outfit packs, the original soundtrack in vinyl form, and more. So yeah, I actually I haven't played this new Seasons of Life is Strange, but I considered picking this up just because I'm a sucker for vinyl when it comes to games. Like the only reason, like I love the artwork of Cuphead, so I always knew I wanted to support it. I just never got around to buying it. On Black Friday, GameStop had a deal where if you buy Cuphead digitally for $20, you get a vinyl of some of the soundtrack.
What?
So I picked that up just because of that deal. I'm a sucker for vinyl when it comes to video games.
Oh, that's cool. If I would have known about that, I probably would have picked it up again.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were picking it up and selling, the digital copy of the game just so they could have the vinyl if they already had it.
Oh man, that's cool.
I'm sure you can find them on eBay, to be honest. I don't know if they're jacked up in price or not. I have not looked.
Who knows? What about this other stuff though in there? Does that excite you at all? Did you ever play the first Life is Strange?
I played the first Life is Strange because it was a free PS Plus game for PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was really good, which is kind of why I'm waiting on this, just because the episodic stuff doesn't really appeal to me.
I think the game is done now. Before the Storm, I think it's done. Like this prequel thing is like the end of it. I haven't played Before the Storm yet, but I plan on doing it. I love the first one, and I bet the music's just as good as the first one. I would like to have a vinyl of the first game. That was really good music.
Yeah, I think the first one was. Is the second soundtrack is good, or would you say it's worse?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, okay.
I have it. I just haven't played it yet.
Got you. Yeah, I thought you had it. I just didn't know if you played it or not. Okay. Yeah, Life is Strange it's a great series, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait for a true sequel.
A true sequel, yeah.
I mean, one after the first one. Not a prequel.
Yeah, that's coming though, isn't it?
I think Don't Nod announced it at E3 last year that they were working on it.
Oh yeah, they announced it right after they showed the the launch trailer for this, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, because this isn't made by the same people, the same
Yeah.
studio. All right, Battlefield 1 is getting its 4th expansion in February called Apocalypse. Uh, Once again from Game Informer. The hellish-looking expansion brings with it 5 new maps, including battles set in Passchendaele? I have no idea. And
Passchendaele? I don't know.
Caporetto, as well as 2 aerial dogfight-focused maps. There's also a new air assault mode that pits players against one another in planes. How excited are you for this?
You see, I have Battlefield 1. I love the Battlefield games since like Bad Company, I'd say. Even Battlefield 2, I played a bunch. There was like a demo on a demo disc for the original Xbox for Battlefield 2, and I played the shit out of that. Like hours on hours, like late at night when I was like 13 years old playing that game. What's your experience with the Battlefield series?
I started on Bad Company 2, and I played 3 and 4, and I also have 1, or Battlefield 1, the newest one. I never was really into it at the time. When I was really into FPSs, I was more into Call of Duty. That was much more my game. I always thought Battlefield was a bit too large for its own good. I'm not a sniper guy, so that kind of played into it. I mean, it's cool. The destructible environments are awesome. The vehicles are awesome. And I acknowledge that it is a good game. It's just not my cup of tea. I haven't gotten any of the DLC for Battlefield 1. I don't plan on getting this, but it's awesome that it's bringing a new mode and more things for people that really are into the game can do more.
Yeah. I personally, like, I really love Battlefield. I think I prefer it over Call of Duty myself. But I think that the new Battlefield 1, I don't know, something's lacking in it. I kind of prefer the more modern day stuff, which is why I loved, Battlefield 2, Bad Company 1 and 2, hopefully Bad Company 3 this year, which is the rumor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and Battlefield 4 I thought was great. But I don't know, something about this didn't really stick with me. I played my fair share. Like I probably played it for like a month or two, but then I really haven't gone back. I've gone back here and there, when one of my friends is on and wants me to play, but yeah, I'm not going out of my way to play this game actively. The person I game share with does have the season pass and has tried to get me play because I think some new maps came out fairly recently, like within the last month. So he's been trying to get me to go on, but maybe this new one I'll hop on. You think this is going to be the last DLC for it?
I would think so. Like you were saying, this is Battlefield's turn. It kind of swaps on and off with Star Wars Battlefront. Great job. Yeah, I don't really see any more coming from Battlefield 1. They would be really pushing it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like I was really excited when they announced this game just because I'd always wanted a World War One game. And then when this came out, I realized how much I did not want a World War One game. I think that if this was a World War II game, we'd be having a different conversation.
Would
Just
we?
because I think so, because there's way more weapons in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, when I really started getting into first person shooters, I played the hell out of like Call of Duty 2. So, I'm really familiar with a lot of those guns in that game. And that would just transition over to, like, which is the same reason I love Call of Duty World War II so much. Like, I love that game. I love the campaign just because I love the World War II setting as a whole. Whereas World War One, like, it doesn't stand out as much to me personally as World War II does. I feel like I know a lot more about the World War II era than I do about World War One.
I feel like that's society now as general as you can get it. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone acknowledges that World War II was the bigger war.
Yeah.
And that is the one that all the games are being made about. So you got to give it the dice for at least taking a chance. Because at the time, not only was this like the only World War One game, this was the first game in the last like 10 or so years to go back in time. We kept getting all these modern games and then all these like futuristic games, and they were the first ones to kind of go back, and then Call of Duty followed them. No, they didn't copy their idea. That game was in development long before Battlefield 1 was announced, but they beat them to it regardless.
Yeah, it's still a good game regardless. I just haven't played it that much. I'd never even beat the campaign.
Yeah, I heard it was good. I never gave it a try. It was okay. Our last little bit of news we have here is 2018 is the year of legendary Pokemon. In celebration of the amazing power of legendary Pokemon, look forward to opportunities to obtain these magnificent Pokemon over the course of the year. Every one of the Pokemon you'll get for your Pokemon Ultra Sun, Pokemon Ultra Moon, Pokemon Sun, or Pokemon Moon game is at least level 60 and will know awesome moves to help you dominate in battle. Plus, they may be holding a valuable gold battle cap to let you maximize the individual strengths of one of your Pokemon via hyper training. So pretty much what they said is if you own Sun, Ultra Moon, you're going to get a chance to get legendary Pokemon pretty much every month this year. That's pretty cool. Don't know if it would really motivate me to go back to Pokemon Sun. I just feel like Pokemon games in general are too easy, and now this is just going to help it even more. But I mean, it's great for kids.
Kind of agree with. Yeah, I kind of agree with them being too easy, but I beat. God, I can't remember which one I have. I think I have Sapphire. The newer Sapphire. What are they called? I forget. But the newer Sapphire, Omega Sapphire. Yes, I beat that. I still haven't beat Sun. I have Sun in my 3DS right here actually, and I just charged it because I was thinking, I should probably go back and beat Pokemon Sun because I think I'm close to the end of that game. And I'm a huge Pokemon fan myself, having played them since I want to say Red and Blue. Yeah. Actually, me and my siblings all got Red, Blue, and Yellow for Christmas. Me and my two brothers. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely want to play. I don't know if this. I probably won't even remember to get these Pokemon, even one of them, to be honest. Even if I am playing the game at the time, it won't even cross my mind. I just want to beat the game at this point, just because I've beaten, many of them, not all of them. I would like to beat all of them though. At least one from each generation. Not like I'm not gonna go through and play. I'm not gonna beat Sun and go play Moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
when I was a kid, I actually did do that with the original games. I think I started with Blue, beat that, and then I got Red, beat that, got Yellow, beat that, got Silver, beat that, got Gold, beat that, got Crystal, beat that. I was obsessed with those first two generation games. Then I took a bit of a break, and I actually didn't play any Pokemon games until X came out. And I played through that, and I was like, wow, this game is so easy. I don't think I lost a single battle the entire time. And then I bought Sun for my daughter on her 3DS, and I was helping her get through that, and it was the same thing. I was like, wow, this is insanely easy. So I just stopped playing and just let her mess around with it.
It could just be the nostalgia, though, as well. Like, we remember it being, like, a semi-difficult game just because we were young at the time, and now we're old, and we're like, all right, this makes too much sense.
We know all the ins and outs of it. Yeah, but I also think that they have dumbed down the difficulty. I feel like if we were to pick up Blue or Red today, we would at least lose one battle going through it.
Yeah, this is true. Maybe that's worth a shot too, because I know that they have those games on the 3DS now.
I do.
Yeah.
Bring it to Switch.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
I will definitely buy it if it's brought to Switch.
I mean, yeah, I'll probably get it on my DS, to be honest, because I've been wanting to play it. And actually, another game for teaser for new releases of next week's podcast. Next Friday, they're coming out with Pokemon Crystal on the 3DS.
Oh, are they? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're re-releasing it on there. So just like they did with Red, Blue, Yellow, and I think they did it with Silver and Gold as well.
Yeah, I think Gold and Silver were in the fall.
Yeah. I definitely used to have Crystal as well, and I used to love that game. So I might be buying that as well. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much sums it up here for the Pixel Street podcast, where each and every week, me and John, we get together, we talk about gaming and gaming news. As always, you can get our podcast on most podcast platforms, as well as on YouTube, where you can watch us record live on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, I'm Joel Campos, one of your hosts. You can find me on Twitter at Campos63. Check out our YouTube channel at Almost Random, where we record live. Also, go check out that videogameblog.com, where me and John, we both write reviews and news articles on there. So be sure to give them a look out as they post our podcast there every week as well. John?
You can find me at Revx Shadows on Twitter. Revx Shadows on YouTube. Like I said earlier, I will be putting up a video talking about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, hopefully by Sunday. And then also today I got to play a little game with some developers before it hits beta next week. The embargo lifts on Monday, so check that video game blog, and that will be up then.
All right, so that does it for this week's episode 24 of the Pixel Street Podcast. And as always, until next time.